Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech and this is the camera review of the new Nokia 6 2018 edition. On the rear, this phone sports a single 16 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture, Zeiss optics and dual-tone dual LED flash. On the front, it sports a single 8 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture and 84-degree field of view. This is the camera interface. There isn't anything fancy going on, we just have few features like the dual view mode where we can take picture using the front and rear cameras at the same time, and the picture in picture mode and the manual mode. By the way, front facing camera doesn't come with a dedicated flash but uses the screen as the flash. Now right out of the box, this new Nokia 6 might seem like a disappointment as it doesn't have any dual camera setup or the portrait mode for the front and rear cameras. But surprisingly, cameras on this phone are really good. For starters, it supports Auto HDR, so that's a relief. These are some pictures taken with HDR on. With HDR on, phone takes like a second to capture the shot, but the results are awesome. It has great color reproduction, colors look slightly saturated, but they still look good. It has good sharpness and good dynamic range. I expected this particular shot to be really good, but it kinda disappointed. Redmi Note 5 Pro took a better picture here. For comparison, I put the non-HDR photos on the left side and the HDR images on the right side. Now these are some more pictures taken with HDR off. Color reproduction, focusing speeds and capturing speeds are all good. When dynamic range is involved, images get overexposed and you get a faded effect. But Auto HDR can take care of that, so that's not a problem. These are some macro shots. It does take some pretty good macro shots with good color reproduction. I didn't have any issues with focusing. By the way, camera application itself is slightly buggy. It crashed a few times in my testing. Now coming to the low light performance, these are some pictures taken in indoor lighting conditions. It has good color reproduction and good capturing speeds, but images are soft, so it lacks sharpness as well. Now these are some pictures taken in low light outdoor conditions. I was really excited with the daylight performance, but in low light, it did an okay job. Just like other phones in this price segment, you get soft pictures and you need stable hands to take sharper pictures. Now it has good color reproduction, capturing speeds are good, but when zoomed in, it has this faded effect. So in low light, it does an average job. Now coming to selfies, these are the sample shots taken in daylight and well-lit conditions. Now this phone comes with a wide-angle lens, so you get wider selfies. This phone also supports Auto HDR for the front-facing camera, and the results are once again really good. By the way, this phone doesn't support any portrait selfies, at least the Nokia 6 sold in India. Now this is a very quick comparison between the selfie taken in the normal mode and selfie taken in the HDR mode. Obviously, selfies shot with HDR mode on look much better. Even the regular selfies look really good. It has good sharpness and capturing speeds are good as well. Now these are some selfies taken in low light conditions. Once again, color reproduction is good, capturing speeds are good, but as you can see, selfies are soft and sometimes blurry, so you need stable hands to take sharper selfies. In low light, phone uses the display as flash, but it isn't all that bright, so don't expect it to take better selfies in very low light conditions. Front camera on this phone is good, comparable with phones like Redmi Note 5, but we can't compare it with selfie-centric phones from Vivo and Oppo. Now coming to video recording, here's the sample footage recorded in 1080p resolution. So guys, this is the audio recorded using the Nokia 6 at 1080p resolution. We can also record in 4K. I'll play the video sample from that in a second. But by the way, audio is also from the phone itself, so check out the noise cancellation and stabilization offered by the phone. Now I'm just gonna point to the sky, involve some dynamic range, and let's see how the footage turns out. Entire footage looks pretty good, but there's no stabilization, so that makes it a pain to watch. It has good color reproduction and exposure control is really good. Now this phone can also record video in 4K resolution. So here's a sample footage recorded in 4K but downscaled to 1080p. Now while recording video at 4K resolution, preview window for some reason stuttered, there were some frame drops, but the recorded video was playing without any issues. So that's a good thing. Once again, footage looks good, but once again I wish Nokia had added stabilization. Now coming to the front camera video, here's the footage recorded at 1080p resolution using the front facing camera. So guys, this is the footage from the front facing camera of Nokia 6, and as you can see it is super wide, not the widest one out there but pretty wide enough, and the audio is from the phone itself, so check out the noise cancellation once again along with the stabilization offered by the phone. In this footage, exposure control is good, color reproduction is good, once again lacks stabilization. So guys, to conclude, cameras on this phone are really good. They do take some great pictures in daylight and well-lit conditions. In low light, they kinda struggle like regular phones. For video recording, footage is good, but the lack of stabilization is gonna be a huge problem. Considering the price, cameras on this phone are good, but they lack features. They don't have portrait mode for the front and rear cameras, they don't have stabilization, AR stickers, and so on. So guys, looking at the sample pictures and the sample footage, what's your take on the camera performance of the new Nokia 6? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.